This one was the first piece I made, which actually I need to be careful of that because I think, well, the number's fading in the light, which is interesting. This has been exhibited, but this is called Rusha Rusha, and when we discovered 2 years ago that my great grandmother was on the last train from Ragenstadt to Auschwitz, we'd found the number with the archivist. I couldn't write it down, I couldn't think about it, couldn't talk about it, and that's actually one of the issues with all of these things, and will continue to be as we've got people losing their lives on boats as they're travelling, hopefully to some sort of safety, and 6 million people now moving around the Middle East to safety. Everything is getting fragmented, and for me it's what the children and grandchildren, as I am, of those people, how are they going to tell their stories? Is there going to be another huge silence? So when I was sitting with Delaine, we were talking about these things. She's from a Romani travelling family, and I started sewing, and because it wasn't writing, it was just another place. I was able to explore, and I was thinking about these things about truth marks, about when they used to put marks in the bales of the textiles, that the people, the owners, they used to put a sort of trick stamp somewhere down the pattern, so that if any of the workers cut material off and sold it on, they'd be able to they'd know which bale, they'd be able to backtrack and find out who was doing what and if they were being cheated. So they called these things truth marks. So this is a whole series of, in my mind, truth marks. And so that is that one. And this has got, I found a piece of material with the floor in, which struck me as right for where I'm coming from. This one here is the wallpaper that Max Lamheim made, was just before the Bauhaus period, and they're all done in subtle blues and pinks and yellows, and they're very soft, the wallpapers. It seemed right when I was, and you know, you can travel and you can make these things, so I made that. This one has got a history with Delaine, actually. This is about the, there's 2 words I found in Romani and Yiddish, only 2 words which are similar. And strangely, it's the word feather. And one is peringo, one is perenne. Because the languages are built on a completely different language base. And we were talking about where there were differences, because for Romani and travelling people, the genocide that happened has not been recognised, nor have they got reparations. And it was a really deeply moving discussion to have with the Labas family. So I made this piece, and I also made an accompanying poem at the same time. But again, in making the sewing, it allowed me more time to experiment with the words. And this last one is just really of while I was on the train to Chemnitz, and there's something about the landscape here which is very simple, and it went autumn time, and I'd made that on the train, actually on the journey that my grandmother must have made from Leipzig to Chemnitz many times before she left, and it was a better way to express things. So that's it really. That's my world.